whispered logic puzzles. Thank you for joining me. In this video, I'm going to play the next level of Sandwich Sudoku, which is level 33. This is a 7-star level. So again, in Sandwich Sudoku, the numbers on the left tell what the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that row will add up to. The numbers at the top tell what the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that column will add up to. So the way that I solve these, I first look for the 1s and the 9s, and then I start to reason out what else could be where. So let's first look in this row. The digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 16. That can be done with 3 or 4 digits. That means the 9 could be here or here. And in this column, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 15. That could be done with 2, 3, or 4 digits. So the 9 could be here, here, or here. And I put these X's just because I'm trying to mark places that cannot have a 1 or a 9. Okay, in this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 14. That could be 2, 3, or 4 digits. That means the 1 could be here, or here, or here. And in this column, they add up to 15, which could be 2, 3, or 4 digits. So the 1 could be here, or here, or here. Okay, and that's the only 1s and 9s I have on the board right now, so now I'm just going to kind of look at each column in a row and see if I can make any extra information. So, can't do anything there. Okay, something here. The digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 22, which is at least 4 digits. Both of the edges are already X'd out, so I could have a 1 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. I could have a 1 or a 9 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 digits. But I know these 3 cannot be 1s or 9s, and that means also this is the 1. So the 9 could be here or here. And then in this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 15. That can be done with 2, 3, or 4 digits, but there's an 8 over here. So it can be done with 3 or 4 digits. So the 9 will be here or here. Okay. And in this column, the 1 and the 9 will be next to each other. That means it can't be here or here. Okay, in this column, every other digit is between the 1 and the 9, which means they're at the edges. Since there's a 1 in this row, this is a 9, which finishes the row. And this is a 1, which finishes this row. And this column has the 1s and the 9s. Okay. Actually, looking down at this square, this has to be a 9. And the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 14 in this column, which could be 2, 3, or 4 digits. So I can mark these up, but then I see there's a 4 here. So it's either 3 or 4 digits, and the 1 is here or here, which means neither of these can be the 1. And now for this row, there's 1 digit between the 1 and the 9, which is right there. And then in this column, the 1 and the 9 are next to each other, so the 9 could be here this square only has one spot left, so the 9 is right here. And in this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 21, which could be 3, 4, or 5 digits. It looks like it could be 3 or 4 digits. Oh, also can't include a 2. Okay, so the 1 will be here or here. Actually, it can't be here because there's a 1 in this column. So this is the 1. That means for this column, this is the 9. And then, in this column, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 5, which can be 1 or 2 digits. The 9 could be here or here. Okay. Coming over here, the digits between the 9 and the 1 add up to 15, and includes a 3. So it could be 3 or 4 digits, and looks like it has to be 3, because if it was 4 digits, the 1 would be here, and that won't work. So, also that means for this square, this is the 9, and that finishes that column. And in this row, there's 1 or 2 digits between the 1 and the 9, which puts the 9 right here. Finishes this row and this square. And looking up, this square only has one spot left for a 1. And this square only has 2 spots left for the 1 and the 9. And in this column, they're right next to each other, so these are the 1s and the 9s. So let's see. In this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 8. That could be done with 1 or 2 digits. So this could be a 9, or this could be a 1. Depends on what this is. And in this row, it also adds up to 8. Again, this could be a 9, or this could be a 1. There's not a 3, 5 in there. Okay, so these are the last 1 and 9 over here. I don't have enough information because I don't know what's in between. So I'm going to turn these. I'm going to color them green, so I remember that I've got the 1 and the 9 over here. And then I'll get rid of X's. And we can go ahead and work on the next step of solving. Okay, in this row, the digits between the 1 and the 9 add up to 16, and it's 3 digits. Okay, I don't have anything to narrow it down further. And this row, 4 digits add up to 21. So it's one of those 2 options. And this row, 2 digits add up to 12. So it's one of those. And I don't know here. I don't know here. Okay, here there's an 8 between the 1 and the 9. Here there's a 4 between the 1 and the 9. Here I have 4 digits that add up to 15, which is 2, 3, 4, and 6. In this spot, there's a 3 and a 4 already in the column. So this could be 2 or 6. Okay, here there's a 4 in the column, so this could be 2, 3, or 6. This could be 2, 3, 4, or 6. There's a 6 in this column, so this could be 2, 3, or 4. And now let's look at the outsides here. Because in this row I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have a 5, and then I have a 6, and I don't have a 7. Well, there's a 7 in this square, so this is the 5, and this is the 7. Alright, here I have 3 digits that add up to 14. And no further information yet. Okay, here I have 4 digits that add up to 15. Which would be 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, this row, so this is the 7. This is the 5. Let's look at the square before we go on, because I only have 2 spots left. I have 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4. There's a 4 in this row, so this is the 4. Then I have 5, and that makes a 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. This column, I have 3 digits that add up to 14. It's either 2, 4, 8 or 3, 4, 7. Let's see. Those are right next to each other. Here I have 4 digits that add up to 22, and a 7 is included. And I can't narrow it down further. And I can't narrow this down yet. Okay. Between the 1 and the 9, it adds up to 15, and a 5 is included. Which means it's 3 digits. That also means the 1 is right there. Okay, let's get rid of these X's again. Okay, that makes this a 9, and this a 1, and this a 9, and I can get rid of the green. Okay, let's look at this closer now. I can't narrow this down yet, but in this column this is a 5. In this row this is an 8. In this row it's a 2 and a 6. Since the 2 is over here, that means this has to be a 3. And this is a 2. Okay, I'm going to look at this row because there's only 2 digits missing. I have 1, 2. I don't have a 3, so that's here or here. Then I have 4, 5, 6. And I don't have a 7. So this is either 3 or 7. This is 3 or 7. Okay, let's do that up here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 is over here. There's a 5 in this column, so this could be a 5, or this could be a 5. Then I'll have a 6 over here. There's a 7 in this column, so this could be a 7, or this could be a 7. And that makes this an 8. And now let's look again here. Okay, we've got an 8 included. And this is either a 5 or a 7. It has to be the 5. That makes this a 3. And this is a 7. And in this column I have 1, 2. I don't have 3. Then I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, in this column, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have 5, so this could be 5, or this could be 5. Then I have 6 up here, 7. And I don't have an 8, so this could be an 8, or this could be an 8. Let's look down here. In this row, there's 3 digits that make 14. There's not a 3 included. 5 or an 8. And something interesting. Okay, there's a 5 and an 8 over here. There's a 5 or an 8, so that means this spot right here is a 5 or an 8. Okay. Alright. This column I have 1. This could be a 2. So one of these is a 2. I have 3, 4, 5. And then one of these 2 is a 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this column. 3 digits make 14. There's a 4 included. Okay, since this is either a 3 or a 7, those are both in this, so it can't be that. So this would be 2, 4, 8. So 2 and 8. There's an 8 in this row, so this is a 2. This is an notice both of these have a 3. This square already has a 3, so this is a 3 right here. And I just noticed in this column the 3 will be in this section. So this can't be a 3, so this is a 3 here. Okay. Over here I have 1, 2. I don't have a 3. And I don't have a 4. So one of these is 4. I have 5, 6. And one of these could be 7. 3, 4, 7. Okay, so this has a 5 and it also has a 3, 4, or 7. This doesn't have a 3, 4, or 7. These both could still work. Okay, in this column, 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4. I have 5. I don't have a 6. So the top or the bottom could be 4 or 6. 4 or 6. Then 7, 8, 9. In this row, there's a 5 or an 8. Then there's a 4 or a 6. Neither have a 6. So this is a 4. Which means this is the 8. This is the 2. And I just look, this has been narrowed down to 6. This has been narrowed down to 2. This is narrowed down to 6. This is narrowed down to 5. This is narrowed down to 8. This is narrowed down to 4. And this is narrowed down to 6. Okay, in this row I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have a 7, so the 7 goes right there. In this column I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have a 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, here I now have a 3 and a 5, which means it's 3, 5, 6, 7. There's a 6 in this column, so this is the 7, this is the 6. That narrows us down to 4. This to 6. And on this row I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8 and 9. Okay. Let's look in the square. I have 1. I don't have a 2. So these could be 2. Or this could be 2. Here's my 3. There's a 4 in this column, so this could be 4. Or this could be 4. Then I have 5, 6, 7. An 8. There's an 8 in this row, an 8 in this column, so this is the 8. Okay, so this column, I now have 1. One of these is 2. There's a 3. One of these is 4. I don't have a 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9. Down in this square I have 1. I don't have 2. Okay. Over in this square I have 1, 2. I don't have 3. Then I have 4, 5, 6. There's a 6 in this column, so this is the 6. That means this is the 3. And up in the square I have 1. For a 2 narrows this down to 3, narrows this down to 3, narrows this down to 7, narrows this down to 2, narrows this down to 7, narrows this down to 4, narrows this down to 2, narrows this down to